We spent this weekend in Lakeview, Oregon. We were here for a purpose, and that purpose is over and we're headed out. This is one of our favorite places to come to rockhound. However, we weren't rockhounding. We did visit a lot of people that we're acquainted with, and you know, and did some things which Scott will talk about in some of his videos. Today we're headed home, and it is a pretty cool drive, and there's some stuff along the way I'll point out. Not gonna do the whole entire drive, at least not in one video. But there is a place, we're leaving Lakeview right now, and out here a little bit further is the RV resort that we stayed at, that we've stayed at several times, and we really like the place. But we're just taking you along for the drive. For those of you that don't know, Lakeview, Oregon is south central Oregon. There's only a couple of spots beyond or south of Lakeview that before you get to the California border. And we were pretty close yesterday. We were in a place called New Pine Creek. Tiny little town. It's one of those ones, if you blink, you'll miss it. Where they buy out people's property, you know, and clean it out, and then they resell the stuff. Went in there. I didn't find too much in there, but I'm sure there's plenty of stuff in there for some people. banded agate. Sorry, it's bouncing around. But I love horses, so I think this is pretty cool. So the RV ranch that we stay at out here, usually when we come out here, it's located in part of a cattle ranch, and it's really kind of cool. All night long you hear cows mooing in the distance. They have a lake. They have great showers there, and they have a laundry facility. I believe the last time that we stayed there, they were actually rounding up the cattle to take them down to California. They bring them back and forth. Over there. So here's the sign that's coming up. are allowed to walk around all over the place and watch the cowboys out there herding the cattle and do stuff like that. We like it. Taking a little bit different route than we normally do on the way home. We usually take a shortcut and go up through to Chiloquin to get back on Highway 97. But this time we're going to go a little different route. We're going to go through the Sprague River Valley and go into Klamath Falls. This is quite the drive, and it's going to take us probably a little bit longer than it did on the way here because our rig is a little bit heavier going home. So and then plus we got like an added 20 minutes or so just drive time to get to Klamath Falls, but we're meeting up with someone there to talk with them for a little while, and then we'll be heading the rest of the way home. And I don't believe that I've ever done a video on the route that we're going home. So this is, like I said, it's going to be broken up into, a few different videos. Because I don't want to make them too long and bore the heck out of you guys. Little mountains, but it's kind of cool. I think I remember seeing an old plantation home out here, but I don't know whether we'll be able to see it very well. But that area that I showed you with the lake over there, it used to be much, much bigger, and it does get bigger depending on the weather here.
place to go look for cool stuff.
Yep. Spend a lot of time with our friend Jim out there. Sure do miss him. He used to come down on our trips with us because he used to live here for a little while he was grading lumber. I believe it's on Scott's channel. One time when we came down here, we were up in the hills, and was it Jim with us at that time when we were up there?
He was up there almost every time.
Yeah. Well, they were actually doing a roundup of the cattle and herding them. There were tons of cowboys on horseback herding the cattle, and we kind of got stuck in it. We had to pull off to the side.
If I remember, I will put a link to that video in the description.
It was fun. It was fun watching them. Kind of reminded me of my teenage years out in Ashwood. Lots more cows over here. Cows are a big deal over here. Is a really old town now, and they must have the oldest Safeway store there that I've ever seen. It has that rolling top on the top of it, or an arch like top on it, and it says been serving the Lakeview area since 1939. And it's just a little Safeway, but
for those of you who were raised in the Pacific Northwest, those Safeway stores were a common sight, that style. And then most of them has been changed out into the new modern style, but this one never has been and probably never will be, because the town of Lakeview is not big enough to support a new store.
Although they do service areas out away from Lakeview too, like the New Pine Creek area, Plush, and some other areas, because it really is the closest grocery store around. I mean, there's little general stores, but not really anything else much. I only saw one clothing store.
No, there's a couple there.
But the clothing store was like, definitely Western stuff and Carhartts and...
Yeah, there's another Western style store, clothing store, right next to the movie theater.
And then, of course, they have their Ace Hardware, and that one's an old one too. And it's been there for a long time.
But it does have a Dollar General.
Yeah, it does have a Dollar General there. That's pretty funny. It does have a few restaurants. We did go to one last night.
Tall Town Cafe.
Yeah. And it was pretty good. The service was great. The service was great, especially since it seemed like there were only two of them there, the cook and the waitress. But it was kind of more upscale than what most of these people are used to, though. And I overheard a conversation at one of the tables that the guy was a commissioner, and or is a commissioner. So that was interesting.
Apache tiers. We just drove through an Apache tier area. There's other flavors of obsidian up here.
Jasper.
Wide variety of jasper.
And then up near Plush is sunstones. Shop down at New Pine Creek is just, it's really cool. I like it. I like the guy that runs it. He is a talker. And it's fun to talk with him.
He likes to poke at people, and he can take it right back too.
Yeah.
Him and I were poking at each other almost the entire time.
His name is Frank Newman, and he runs the Outback Rocks. And he also has a Mustang, which he adopted. And that thing is so much fun. I wish I would have had the camera going yesterday, because that horse is a character. But he's had it ever since it was very young. and I got to scratch on it and stuff like that. It's very, very loving. But it does show its oats too. It gets a few wild oats going there. Unfortunately, we only get it to come over in this area maybe once a year. There's been a couple of years that we haven't been here.
What we do is we usually pick a spot to go on our annual 10-day rock hounding trip. And we did this area for, I believe, 4 years
Yeah.
in a row. And then we took a break from it and went to the Burns, Oregon area.
Yeah.
And we've decided that we're going to come back here possibly this spring, get some more of this material that's in the trailer behind us, and then also take off and go up in the woods and go looking for other cool routes.
Yeah. videos short. And yeah, it's shorter than the normal long drives that we do. So be sure to hug your loved ones, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.